At the end of the year, $4 to $5 trillion will still be on the table, and you'll see something new. Okay, you heard that right. We think Bitcoin will be worth $3 million in the next 2.5 years. Let's jump right in. Bitcoin could go through a huge rise and beat its current all-time high. With $71.1.55 in Bitcoin, it's up right now and will hit $26.31 in the end. It's now up $3.91%, and the XRP is trading near $0.52 on average. It's up 1.04% in the last day. Both USDT and USDC are worth $0.99, having a market price of $2 trillion for cryptocurrencies. How do we get there from here? It's so simple, people. There could be $2.5 trillion. I called to tell everyone to get ready for the coming arrival of $2.5 trillion while I was still weak. As I said in writing, the next step will be $2.5 trillion. This is the real stuff. We want to reach our goal of $3 trillion. And we're going to look at how much Bitcoin costs right now. We can even show you Dr. Profit, how the upcoming election will affect the market. There may not be as many elections on November 5th, and we expect the market to be bull 2.0. The story has been talked about on this station for a long time, and now the Q4 elections are coming up. The second wave will begin on November 5th. If you ask me, it's the beginning of this bull run pickup. Everything will catch fire. Bitcoin's price will keep going up, and money will start to flow out and into 2025. At that point, Bitcoin's popularity will begin to drop, while your chosen altcoin will rise. We set up Bitcoin markets, especially for those years, to make sure they would be stable. We are ready in case there is an election. This is what we're really looking forward to. Now is the time, so get ready. This will be unlike anything you've ever seen before. BitPay shared this on December 8th. This article will look at past Bitcoins and how much they were worth. Was there also a plan for an election in this place? The election will give this run more fuel. Before we start, though, keep in mind that we were spoiled because before the main event, institutions had joined the cryptocurrency market for the first time, which caused Bitcoin to crash all the way to the top. We can tell that we are in a big trend because of that. As we move down, we remember the one on November 8th, 2012, when a block went from 25 Bitcoin to 25 Bitcoin, or a prize from 50 Bitcoin. The loop came to an end when Bitcoin's price hit a high point of $113 the next year. BTC was ranked 2D in 2016 and cost $1,152. At first, the fee was $664. After a year, it went up to about $17,000, and at its highest point, it reached $9,734. The price went up was $9,734 on May 11, 2020. The high point for the next year was $67,549. Now think about the fact that having 3 was unusual because of the pandemic, which many people think ended our lives. So where are we now? Right now it's sitting at $71,000. The file was only broken up by 1,000 briefs. The price of Bitcoin has hit a new high that it has never reached before. What's next for the numbers? In this case, I think 150 to 175 to 75 is a lock. But a parabolic hit was seen at the very top. About $1 million, and some people have even asked for as much as $300,000. The market could be shaped by the institutions and institutional funds that are about to enter it. And Bitcoin checks went from $30 to $48,000, then back down to $38,000, and then back up from $38,000 to a new all-time high. Before the 50 BPS, the Fed cut in September, Bitcoin hit a sparkling all-time high this year. In the coming year, we're looking forward to the release of A. 6 people will be able to tell Bitcoin will be led by Charles Payne on Fox Business. El Saver is now living the American dream thanks to Bitcoin. We've turned into a state that loves Bitcoin. Bitcoin usually shows up as charged. Max Hair here, Kaiser, please pay attention. Max, you say that Bitcoin has helped people in El Salvador live the American dream. Could you please explain why the Salvadorian dream keeps going strong for us? On the other hand, Charles is seeing a lot of reverse migration at the southern border because we have freedom of speech, money, and paying back our debts. More people are going to El Salvador than coming back from El Salvador. The banking system is getting bigger. It is not even close to 1%. It is the safest country in the Western Hemisphere. In addition, President Bull is the world's most popular leader. It's now safer to come here than to Disneyland. One country says that you are much more likely to stand a tax year in that country than at Disneyland. Max, you already know that our maid is from El Salvador. Max, our cleaner, became a citizen of the United States 3 years ago. She kept saying, though, that she wanted to go back to where she came from, which she did in the end. She just got back from a trip and said that Bukal is not just in your point of view of approval with a score of almost 93%, but that every country in El Salvador would love to have him as their president. Is it really that true? Along with the presidents of Guatemala and Chile, leader of the other country has the best image. The president of Honduras, Nabal, is a great model. You need a boss who is brave, charismatic, and very smart to make decisions. He works for the people, cuts back on government, and builds beautiful public works. Like the new library in the old middle of El Salvador. Look, Charles, when Belly went after the crowd almost 2 years ago, the country got a $6 billion peace reward that helped a lot. This job is really worth $28 billion. The group wanted to get $6 billion in ransom. The gangs went straight back into Salvadorans' wallets, and they've taken advantage of the fact that it has an effect that spreads. They are setting up new businesses, moving people, and making the area busier, which draws new residents. Yes, I'm glad you brought it up. It's important for all banking systems to have. There can't be prosperity without peace, and there can't be booming businesses if people are afraid to go outside. Let me ask you something about Donald Trump in the United States. Given that he fully supports Bitcoin, what do you think about the fact that it is becoming more acceptable in the United States these days? It looks like the price of the cryptocurrency changes all the time, along with his chances of winning the race.